everybody, my name is Luke Moore and this is Hot Lamode, and today on Hot Lamode we're getting into our Tony Awards 2025 Red Carpet Fashion Roast and Review. Jazz hands. Listen, it's Broadway's biggest night. We have a lot of looks to talk about. Not all great, but regardless, things to talk about. So without further ado, get your jazz hands ready, get your playbills out, have a drink, maybe loaded with some sort of libation. Enjoy yourself. First up, we have Alysha Deslorieux. Now, I know that she's wearing Farm Rio for Anthropologie, and I think this is a really interesting dress. Not only do I think it's like cute, the black with the white sort of floral foliage and pattern moving all around is quite sweet. I like the double layer of the tiers on the skirt. I think that the multi-size and format of these little leaves creating a bodice is also interesting. Farm Rio is very sort of bright and print heavy and colorful and things like that. But for a dress that you could go to Anthropologie and buy, I think this is really cute. And also it stands up to a lot of the looks on the carpet, which I think is why I included it here. Not only does it look wonderful, but people can go and they can find things and they can wear them to these events, and like it does not have to be a $4,000 gown. You can find something nice like this and it's lovely and it's sweet and wonderful. We'll tag the product here because if you like it and you want to purchase it, like it exists, it's there. So don't ever feel like you have to spend a super crazy amount of money to look nice, especially at events like this, because I think this dress retails for like less than $300. It's still money to spend, don't get me wrong, but it does not mean that you have to go out and buy a Schiaparelli haute couture. Although if you want to, bully for you. Take me with you if you feel like you need somebody to just be there to watch you. Next up, we have Audra McDonald, who is wearing Christian Siriano. Now, I know there's been a lot of drama surrounding Audra McDonald, which she did not insert herself in whatsoever. I just want to say I'm not like any sort of stan of Patty. I don't like the dress. It's my big issue. It has nothing to do with the extenuating circumstances. I just think it's not a great dress for her. And it's not even her, because she looks fantastic. But I think what my issue is this black full sequin gown with the asymmetrical shoulder strap. Then there is a hip peplum situation, and I'm like, why? But then the purple front butt satin train also flowing out of the top of it. Like, it's just a lot of moving parts for no reason. You can have a lot of moving parts, but that doesn't mean it's actually gonna go anywhere. I'm just kind of annoyed by it because we'll see in a little bit, like, this is a Christian Siriano, and he can make things that are nice. It's just that sometimes he actively chooses not to. This feels not up to the caliber of somebody that is Christian Siriano. And I know that normally I'm like, man, Christian Siriano, but like, he can make nice stuff. That's always my issue, is when I see things that look like a Project Runway 20-minute mini challenge, I say, girl, I know you're better than that, even though you consistently try to show me that you're not. So unfortunately, Audra is a victim of circumstance. Next up, we have Charli D'Amelio. She's wearing Zuhair Murad. I actually think this is lovely on her. I think it's a pretty simple, easy gown, but I don't mind it. I think that it's very pretty. I feel like also a shape like this could sort of age Charli. She's so young, and I don't mean age in like a higher category. I mean like look like she's going to junior prom or cotillion, and it doesn't. I think it fits her absolutely beautifully at the waist. The black is wonderful. It hits the floor well, and then crystal embellishment floral strap and bust area. It's not awful. It's not super exciting either, but it's far from bad. She looks pleasant and sweet in it, so all right. The Tonys also isn't really like a super fashion event, just for context. Like every year that I look at it, I'm like, okay. Somebody actually, funny enough, said, it's not the Oscars, and like, that is true. Obviously, I think we all wish that it was. Anna Wintour is working to try to make it that. We're in fact not there yet, but we could get there. Next up, we have Escola, who is wearing Wiederhoeft, which is a New York-based brand. They do a lot of really beautiful bridal wear, but also their signature are these luscious corsets. Now, I heard that this was said to be a reference to Bernadette Peters, and I feel like when I look at the hair, I say completely see it. I also, though, think it's a nice gown. People were like, I don't like it. I think it's ugly. I don't know. I didn't really get that vibe off of it. I think that the silver sequins on the off-the-shoulder strap element and on the skirt do sort of play into each other. And then this lighter, not sequined gray, I think sort of helps to create a little bit of contrast and also show off the boning that is important to the Wiederhoeft brand. And I think that the train that flows out of it also, again, plays back into that color at the corset. So it doesn't feel like there's a bunch of random parts moving and grooving. No, I feel it's actually all quite connected. Maybe the silver bows down the front, even though they're not really bows, might not be for everybody, and I respect that. Maybe especially down the front of the skirt, I don't love it. But I think it's a nice dress. I also think that the chest hair, brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. I've been calling it subversive chest hair. There was a portion of the evening where I thought maybe that was embroidered on, and this neck portion was actually like covered by a really thin netting, and they just sewed the chest hair on. If they want to, I would be sliving. I think Diesel actually did that recently. But I also love what I assume is the little necklace right here at the top. It has that bow, then it has a portrait, and I think that might be Mary Todd Lincoln because Escola won the Tony for Oh Mary, which is a play of Cole doing Mary Todd Lincoln. Kind of brilliant and a cool way to tie it back to who you're nominated for, but I enjoyed this. I don't know. People were mad, but whatever. Next up, we have our host of the evening, Cynthia Erivo. She is wearing some beautiful Schiaparelli off the runway haute couture. It's this beautiful bodice. It's this off the shoulder, very curved, nipped waist, like basque corset, and then you have this long, beautiful velvety skirt. Yeah, it's a velvet of some sort, or if it's not a velvet, it's this really almost velvet-like plush skirt. Then she's wearing this jewelry by Fope, which you can see in the necklace and the earrings and the rings, which is all to me Cynthia's very usual sort of ornate over-layering of the jewelry, but I always think that it looks cool and it works, and the nose ring is my favorite thing ever. But I want to go back to this corset, off the shoulder jacket, basque style. If you actually look at it from the side, it is quite extended in the back and almost like flies off of her body, and to me gives this really exaggerated shape, which when I look at something like this, I say this is actually quite minimal for Cynthia. Normally things are bigger and wackier and wilder, and from the front it just seems really quite demure, beautifully embellished and all that, and then you look at it from the side and then oh, that's where the interest really truly lays. Is it's almost like a shell. It like creates this extended back finishes, or it exaggerates that area, and I don't really think a lot of designers think, oh, I want to exaggerate the wearer's back, because people would be kind of scared of that, but it's Cynthia, so like she's unafraid of fashion. She does it. She is, as they say, a clothes horse to the umpteenth degree. She'd win the Grand Prix, the Kentucky Derby, the Royal Ascot. She'd win it all. She'd take home the ribbon easy because she just knows how to handle it. And she looks so demure. I loved this on her. I thought it was beautiful. Next up, we have Danielle Day Kim, who is wearing a custom Mehee Hanbok, which I love. I did do a little research, not a lot. But this jacket that he's wearing is called a hanbok. It's a traditional style of dress from Korea. And I feel like it's marked by certain elements, like this sort of collar situation, which is contrasting from the actual body of the jacket. And then the fact that the sleeves underneath are white, or at least maybe the way that the hanbok is cut, it doesn't actually have a sleeve, and the white sort of style of shirt underneath pokes through and it creates that contrast. I did try to like find some vintage pictures, and I found recreations from like period costumes and films from more recently, and there are those styles where the body of the jacket is one color and then it's contrasted by a white, or there's a shorter sleeve on that jacket and then the white shirt comes out from underneath. I think it's a cool way to pay homage to like your home traditional styles of dress and costume and things like that. And I don't mean costume as in like it's like a costume, like that's the reference. I think it looks lovely. I thought it was nice. I think the shape is really beautiful. I think the pants and the shoe work with it, and I do really love contrast silver floral silk that sits across that little mini collar style. Next up, we have Danielle Brooks, who is wearing some Rolland, and I like this. I did see another picture where it was like really washed out and the dress is quite sheer. There is a slip underneath, or at least like a bodysuit underneath, but I think the way that it's shot here is much better because it actually allows that beautiful dark brown to come through. I do think that the embellishments are interesting and lovely. They don't hinder the dress whatsoever, and I think the silhouette of not only like the sleeves of the dress is quite nice, but also the way that it hits the floor, and it's quite long too, but I think as soon as it's picked up, it has a little bit more mobility to it. It's not gonna like move around because it's so stiff and heavy. Rather, it seems quite light and fluid, and she can move it as she needs to. Not anything crazy to write home about, but not bad. This is what I mean about Christian Siriano. Dylan Mulvaney is wearing this beautiful gathered, ruched, teal satin gown by Christian Siriano. I'm like, I knew that you knew how to do something like this. So why? Why not till now? I like the mermaid skirt. I love the one singular color, one singular technique of this really beautiful ruching. It creates a really intricate, lovely, luscious, deep texture to the gown. I think that it shows off dressmaking skills, not just mood boarding things together and calling it a day. It just feels well done, simple, easy, effortless. Like, that's what one would want from Christian Siriano. And I can admit when I think something that he does looks good, but I'm also not gonna lie and say that the things look good when they don't. This looks good. Next up, we have George Clooney and Amal Clooney. George, blah, it's a black tuxedo. He was nominated, so I do kind of give the people that are nominated for awards a little bit more leeway, because it's like the Oscars in that regard, where you want to be taken seriously. You're not trying to do like fashion maybe, but I always wish people dressed up a little bit more. Maybe like a tailcoat. That would be fun. That would be better. As for Amal, I think she looks beautiful. I think that this pearl strand style is quite lovely. I like the way that it goes off the shoulder. I like the way that it goes all the way down the front, and it's quite thick. On top of that, where it isn't thick, like right above the hip, it's a little bit looser and sort of you can see the fabric underneath that satin poking through. It's nice to have a complementary color like that, really creamy satin, because in reality, it doesn't distract from the pearls, and where the pearls are not super dense, it doesn't feel like, oh wow, like we couldn't afford more strands of pearls. That helps to sort of fill in a little bit of area and white space. So this is nice. I like this. This works. Next up, we have Jessica Vosk, who is wearing Gapstudio. This is a custom piece by Zach Posen. It's this dark indigo denim. I know, crazy. We love to see denim in a gown form. You'll probably remember Davine Joy Randolph wore that look at the 2024 Met Gala. That was that beautiful seamed denim gown. And this is a similar version. It's not the same, obviously, but it's more sort of streamlined. Also much more Zach Posen-y, too, to me. I think the silhouette, that sort of really quite low cut bust is rather wonderful, yet it still holds things in. It's form-fitting. I like the way that the mermaid skirt flares out just a little bit at the back. I don't know if that's just because she was like moving or if it's just that that's what the skirt's actually doing, but either way, I think it's gorgeous. And I love the seams. I really think that Zach is one of the great talents of the 21st century when it comes to fashion. So the fact that you're seeing this beautiful seam work that runs throughout the entire gown, you have to look a little bit close, but it's very signature him. It's in that vein of Charles James and sort of really utilizing technique and the construction of the garment to actually create the intrigue and interest, and also like let it do the work instead of adding every bell and whistle and embellishment and fabric under the sun. No. Let the fabric do the work. Like, that's how real haute couturiers work. I think this is beautiful, and again, I'm actually wearing Gap right now. It's beautiful little linen I got. Next up, we have Jonathan Groff, who is wearing Thom Browne, and I was looking at this when I first saw it, and I was like, kind of looks like Thom Browne, but I never really see Thom Browne outside of like gray or white or black, so to see this sort of darker red was actually really cool and intriguing. I like the suit jacket. I love the shape of the pant. I think the Thom Browne pant is always so wonderful, but again, you really only ever see it in like black or gray, maybe a white on occasion. So to see it in this red is actually really nice, and you can tell that it's a Thom Browne pant by the way that as you get to the very bottom of the trouser, the hem is raised up. It's like rolled over like that, and it's quite high. You can also tell because it's paired with like a patent leather boot, which is also a Thom signature, but I love this. I think it's really cool. I think it's really great. I even love the watch situation. I love the little Tiffany beautiful. I think it's like a Schlumberger bird with the big diamond there too. Like, it's cool. This all works. It all looks good to me. Next up, we have Jordan Roth, who is wearing archival Alexander McQueen. Jordan Roth, a star. I think this is beautiful. Not only do I love that we did the mohawk hair, which is a reference to the show as well, but the fact that this dress, I believe it's look number 10, and if we look up close, it obviously is this printed, fluid, floor-length gown, and the prints are actually, I believe, taken from medieval art, because Alexander McQueen was inspired by medieval art before he passed and before he actually got to finish the show, because this show and this collection was the last collection that he ever designed, or at least shades of gray, at least stone-ish. Maybe reminds me a little bit of like church architecture and things of that nature. I also love the back drape of it. I feel like it's quite long, goes down. We can see there's a little more print going on there as well. I think this was well done. I think that the lace hand jewelry chain fringe thing with the matching necklace also, it all works. Like, this is as per usual with Jordan, how you put together a full look concept. Next up, we have Cara Young, who is wearing Thom Browne as well. I think this is absolutely luscious. It's this cropped bolero, but it's actually quite a boxy crop, which I feel like, again, I don't really see much of. And I think that the sleeve being chopped also works. I think that the shirt and the tie with the jewelry on top there is also quite luscious, helps to sort of bring out a little bit of intrigue and interest. And then, now I know you're gonna say, Luke, well, you were complaining before about like the pools of fabrics and moving pieces, but again, I think the fact that it's black and white, it's a shirt suiting concept, there's this moire train and then this white lining of the moire train on the other side, like it all keeps in tandem with each other. There's multiple parts where it's the white of the shoe and the white of the lining and the white of the shirt that all play into each other instead of it just being one piece that's one color and bam. Now, this, I think, is quite nice, lovely, a little avant-garde, a little out there, but still, I think, quite glamour and traditional glamour, just done a little Thom Browne-y. Next up, we got Katie Holmes, and she's wearing Prada. And I love a Prada. I understand. Let's talk quickly through the DNA. Green, pink, two signature colors of Prada. It's not really the green shade that I think of when I think of Prada green, but those colors. Also, the embellishment, very much so a Prada thing, is trying to modernize embellishment, give them a geometric sort of feeling, oftentimes is how I think about it. It didn't work to me. I also think the skirt is so long that it sort of almost makes her like hobble a little bit, but it's not, I don't think, super restrictive in terms of the cut. It's just, I think because of the length, it's sort of pushing itself up as she's moving and trying to walk. It's like the definition of like ugly chic. It's just, I'm not seeing the chic part. I'm only unfortunately seeing the ugly. Like the skirt by itself is really beautiful, but again, it feels like there's a fit issue, and so just strange. I wasn't really understanding what we were going for, and then on the execution, it didn't hit to me. Next up, we have Kelty Knight, who is wearing Bob Mackie, and this is a vintage Bob Mackie. I've been calling this a elderly gay unicorn that is across this gown, and I think people agree. It's giving elderly gay unicorn, and I love everything about it. Kelty also said that it was actually fitted by Bob Mackie himself, so like T. And that's also why I think it works so well. But it's this beautiful fringe, bugle bead, floor-length gown, and then this luscious pony unicorn guy with what looks to me like an amethyst necklace. Big amethysts on that necklace, prancing around, trotting itself out. I love it. I think it's fun. I think it's different. I think it's a little weird, but like, that's what I would like, especially at the Tonys. It's not tacky, but weird and quirky. That's what I enjoy. Next up, we have LaShawns, who is wearing Karen Miller. I love this dress. I love this halter style. I love this gold on the bodice, but I really, 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 really love the tiered fringe. I think it's so beautiful. Even in photos, it's really capturing the movement, the motion. I also think that the bag has a similar fringe detailing to it. I think she looks radiant. It's almost like Rumpelstiltskin weave hay into gold, and like this is what Rumpelstiltskin would have made. Lush and gorgeous and wonderful and has presence and body and just a fullness to it. The color is so beautiful on her. I like the big sort of bangles that are on the wrists as well. Like, it's nice. Next up, we have Leve, who is wearing Valentino, and here's my issue. I just felt like it was a little daytime. It's not a bad daytime look. It's a plaid jacket with a shirt that's polka dot, a matching scarf, a pleated skirt, and then a lace stocking and a little purple lilac shoe. The bag is also the cat, which everybody is like, oh, well, like that is the Claro cat. And it's like, well, yes, Claro did wear that to the Met Gala, but like they produced a couple of the cat bags, so like it's Claro cat if you want it to be, but it's also Valentino cat. I don't think she looks bad. Like, I like the color combinations. I like this idea of this like corporate light gray mixing with lace and the lilac of the shoe. The lavender gown form would have been better for the evening. I don't know that the Tonys is like that casual in terms of length like that. There's just something a little too not dressed up. It's not as appropriate, I would say. Next up, we have Leslie Odom Jr. He's wearing Fear of God. And I know that this looks like an oversized suit, and I think it's meant to be an oversized suit. And every time I see a Fear of God suit, I want one. I like the size of it. I like the length of it. I know that it's big and I know that it's baggy, but I think it's okay. I also like the stripes. I think it's a cool sort of pinstripe moment. I don't want to say it's zoot suity because I don't think it actually is zoot suity at all. I think it's just that length of the coat I'm not used to seeing. And so when I get to see it, I'm like, ooh, enjoyable. I think this is nice. Maybe the pants are a little baggy, but like, I think that's also intentional, so I'm not upset about it. The white turtleneck, I'm sold on it. All in all, I was into this. We then have Nicole Scherzinger, who's wearing Rodarte and jewelry by Kwiat, which honestly, I love that big diamond necklace. I think it's really stunning and striking and beautiful. And like not too much. It allows this red sequin Rodarte gown to really do the work. It's simple and it's effective. And maybe it's a reference to like her always being covered in blood when I see her on TikTok when she's doing her bow at the end of Sunset Boulevard. I think it's good. I don't think she really like needed to do anything super crazy and out there. Again, like nominee, but it still kind of pops a little bit. It's glamour. It's gorgeous. It's all that. Color is a little bit more dynamic than I think some of the other nominated people have gone with. Next up, we have Sadie Sink, who is wearing Prada and jewelry by Fred Leighton. I likes it. I think that the gown is fine. Like, it's a nice silver silk gown. The crystallized bow at the front is, I think, the Prada way of like taking the bow in the front and making it a little bit more intriguing. It also helps to sort of let it blend into the dress a little bit more than really just sort of contrasting and standing out. Again, I just think like George, like some of the other nominees, it's just not as exciting as like I would have loved. But again, they're there to try to win the award and they want to make sure that not super crazy fashion. It's just beautiful and gorgeous and glamorous and elegant. And so, like, yes, it's just, I would have liked maybe a little more. Next up, we have Sarah Paulson, who is wearing Schiaparelli Haute Couture. And I'm gonna like have to defend this dress to people because people were really upset about this dress. I love it. It's a drop waist black velvet bodice, which is actually incredibly form fitted to her, which I love. And also like it's couture, so the fact that it's form fitted to her either means she's wearing a sample or it means they custom made the couture for her, which like hot. I think that this dress falling off, it almost looks like it's a baby doll dress that has fallen right to the bottom, is cool. It's like a drop waist, which I feel like we don't see a whole lot of, and when we do, they're usually quite disturbing looking. But I think that this drop waist sort of style is intriguing. I think the embellishment's beautiful. I think that that gold is almost vintage looking. It has an antique coloring to it. And to me, it fits in with the Schiaparelli ethos of like surrealism, almost like you dropped your baby doll dress that was supposed to fit up here on the bust, and then it kind of like, I don't know, turned into a skirt, and then you grew black velvet off of your body, and it became the top. Like, it fits in with the surrealism of it all. I think the silhouette is luscious. I think that the skirt is really beautiful. Like, I don't know, I just didn't understand why people were like, I don't like it, but to each his own. I feel like a lot of people don't understand why I don't like things, so it's an exchange of knowledge. Next up, we have Sarah Snook, who is wearing Richard Quinn. I don't like the color. I don't like the dress. It's tough. Here's the thing. I think if you are of a certain complexion, beiges like this, like light beiges like this, just aren't great. They don't really work well with the skin tone. It makes us look like we are wearing nothing. I don't know about my fellow people of the Caucasus regions, but I don't want people to think I'm wearing nothing. The other issue is I think that the shoulder pads and then the form-fitting dress, it just also doesn't really lend well to it. Like, it's not a bad fit, but it's also not great. And so I think that's why I'm also confused by the color, is like the dress is kind of like a nothing burger. So I don't really understand why we then chose this color. I feel like she just turned out so well at the Met that for the Tonys, I was thinking maybe we would do something a little bit like Portrait of Dorian Gray inspired, referential to. I just think that this beige is not really it. So yeah, I'm sad. Next up, we have Tom Francis, who's wearing Todd Schneider, and I just want to say I love this. I think this is such a great suit, and I'm really annoyed because I went to Todd Schneider recently, and I bought a brown suit. I believe this is like a suede linen, and I bought a linen suit, but it's single-breasted because they didn't have the double-breasted. So I'm like, and I don't want to be rude, but why is he getting custom and I'm not? Why does he get a double-breasted brown suit jacket, and I don't? I only get single-breasted. Todd? You want to talk? You want to have a conversation? I'll put my grievances aside, though, because he just does look so, so good. I love the length of the jacket. I love the double-breasted. I like the fit of the pant, like the way that pant hits. And I think that the black loafer is really quite luscious. Even the fact that it's a patent, it really works. It really pops. The shirt color is also not like bright white to me, but rather like an antique white. It has like a little bit of yellowing to it, and I think that that actually plays really well to the brown. And the matching bow tie is also fantastic. People were saying that he got a stain on him, and like he could have. I don't know what happened, but I will say when I got off the train yesterday afternoon, it was raining in New York. So like maybe it was rain and he just was coming in and didn't have an umbrella on that part. Other people were saying that like he literally just has a stain. I don't know, but there's your weather review from me. And last but not least, we have Zoe Dutch, who is wearing Elie Saab as well as some Tiffany & Co. jewelry. I think the jewelry is nice, simple earring, couple rings, and a bracelet. And then the dress, she's really been into these halters. Like, she loves a halter lately. But I think she looks good. I feel like I've been waiting for the Zoe Dutch like fashion moment. Like she's always tried. It just, I think she's finally like hit this moment where she's just nailing it look after look. I don't think it's as exciting as the stuff we saw her in at Cannes. And also maybe I'm like a little bit halter neck heavy just because I've seen them on her like 3 times in a row, 4 times maybe. I think the fit is beautiful. The black sequin is fine. Like it could have been a little more exciting, but it's not. And yet it's still beautiful, so she looks good. And that's the end of this video, so let's talk about best and worst. Best, I'm definitely giving to Cynthia Erivo. I'm gonna put Sarah Paulson in there, Tom Francis. Nicole Scherzinger, I think, definitely gets it. Dylan Mulvaney, Kelty McKnight, and the horse. Love the horse. And Leslie Odom Jr., I'll put in there. And I'll put LaChance in that Karen Miller. Worst, Sarah Snook, tough. Audra McDonald, Katie Holmes. I don't know what happened, Queen, but I'm so sorry. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. And TTYL.